I like being on camera. NBA, you're gonna be on camera every single time you have a game. Every time. Sometimes I play on high school teams. It's a challenge, you know, but I'm ready to take it on. And I really noticed that I can play higher levels. It's because I've played against my brothers and my older cousins all my life, and my brothers are like 6, 5 years older than me.
Kevin, Derek, Daniel, Adrian, Eris.
We did have a JV program for the first 4 years I was here, and then the numbers kind of dropped off.
The fentanyl came out, and my dealer said, you know, I've got these new pills, they're fake oxys. He didn't tell me they were.
Tempe Union has 6 high schools. Some of our other schools that are much larger, they've always had 3 teams, and they're having a hard time filling 2 teams or maybe even 1.
We've seen across, different levels, whether it be the smaller schools to the bigger schools, participation rates going down. This has been a problem over the last couple of years.
I think it's because it's not a priority growing up, and they're doing other sports or other activities, or they're not doing any at all. I think they're just exposed to so much.
I've seen a lot of trends where the number of players has decreased at the high school level. A girl got a separate waiver to play on a boys varsity soccer team just because the girls varsity team didn't have enough players to actually field a program this year.
And we've got weapons, we've got alcohol, we've got drugs, we've got a big fentanyl issue here. We have families that travel or move in and out of places for various reasons, or maybe multiple families living together, maybe not safe environments or quiet environments. Open enrollment, is it a blessing or a curse? That's a trick question.
Open enrollment in Arizona, it wasn't created for sports, it was created for academics and kids that can go to schools that offer different programs that they want to specialize in at the high school level.
The transfers have been unleashed, so a lot of programs are about to get even better than they have been so far.
But that's kind of the reason why we haven't seen the growth of a lot of other programs.
So please, especially that it's in the 90s later and throughout the next week or so, and maybe even more, please hydrate.
Say they want to go to AZ College Prep, or they want to go to Eastmark, or I'm mentioning some of the big schools in softball, or Hamilton. If they want to go there and play at a higher level, they will go there. Whereas if they're really experienced in club and they live within our area, it would be great if they came to Tempe because they live down the street.
I know in our school, they've been begging for a softball coach. Begging. We still have an opening for a softball coach. It pays a little bit of money, but we're exhausted. We're absolutely exhausted. So if they don't get a softball coach, then there's no softball team.
So when they come to me at 15, 16 and they've never played, it's really hard to get them to the level to be able to play in games right away. So I think open enrollment can hurt schools like us that are a little bit smaller. It gives a lot of decisions and choices to people, and they're not going to choose Tempe, which makes me sad. But we do the best we can with who we have, and we love our kids, and we work hard, and we want them to be there and enjoy it.
If you have driven by Sunny Slope High School this weekend, you've probably noticed the long lines of tents out front.
We're now staying 2 nights to get into a public high school.
I think it's ridiculous that we live in a country where our education is so poor that I have to do this to get my son into a good school.
I pledge to do my best, to be a team player, to respect my coach, opponents, teammates.
Development of education in Arizona and youth sports participation rates, I think they do go hand in hand.
Justin and I have even gone as far as to have conversations of, okay, so you enjoy basketball, you've been playing it your whole life. Do you plan to play it in high school? Do you plan to play at the collegiate level? Because if you plan to play at the collegiate level, then where you go to high school is really going to be important when it comes to that.
I'm really thinking about playing high school ball over at Sunny Slope because that's where my brothers went, and they really have a good basketball program.
They beat Sunny Slope.
I'm really set on making varsity as a freshman, because I always shoot to be the best at whatever I do, whatever I can do.
Sports has played a big role for him. It's a stress reliever, I think, above all else.
Even when things are looking down for you, You always got sports, you know, like sports, they've really helped me get my mind off a lot of things.
Traditionally, he's struggled with anger management. Being in basketball and football for a really short period of time has helped him.
The last time I saw my dad was last summer. Before then, like 2 years.
Come on, Andreas! Oh, yeah!
My dad's actually incarcerated currently, but like what he always tells me is stay focused because he knows like that I have a passion for the game.
So I've always been very strategic on deciding what school I wanted to send my children to because not all schools provide the same level of education.
We need to fully fund, equitably fund our schools. Let's not be 49th in the nation in what we invest in our students. We have some of the lowest pay in the nation, some of the highest class sizes.
My older boys were attending a middle school, and that was their first real experience with like racial inequality. The most frustrating part of it to me was that it wasn't coming from their peers, it was coming from the administration. He made a comment to my older son at one point saying, I should be the male figure in your life because I'm sure you're being raised by a single mom. You're not going to graduate. You're probably going to end up in jail someday. It shouldn't matter where you live. A parent shouldn't have to question if their child is going to receive the same level of education and the same opportunities as any other demographic area.
The biggest surprise is we have won 8 games in a row. We have never done that. Tomorrow's huge. And that'll be our measuring stick. If we can hang with them and do some good things and know that we're competitive, then we know we have a shot. If we show up and we don't show up in softball-wise, then we know we blew that shot. Of course, we want to make playoffs and win in the playoffs, but we have to jump a few to get lower in the bracket before that can happen.
Welcome to Tempe High School for today's softball game between Vista Grand Spartans and your Lady Tempe Buffalo. Good luck, ladies.
If you're not funding these programs, then you're not going to have people that are willing to spend their time to keep those programs going. Then you don't have parents that are willing to put their kids in it. And if you don't have parents willing to put their kids in it, the kids don't participate and the programs go away.
First thing I want to do when I make it to the NBA, buy my mom a house, buy my mom a car, make her quit her job. Things you have to do to get there is you have to train like you're playing against giants, really. Like, you have to train like everybody's better than you.
What you're going to do is you're going to come
Hey, hold on, watch this comeback, watch this comeback.
You're going to